So let's start with the National League MVP. Here are my candidates through June. Now remember, the statistics I'm going to give you don't include Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week, because that's July. The numbers I'm giving you, or the numbers I throw out, are through June, which ended on Monday. So my candidates for National League MVP are Pete Crow Armstrong. He's been on this list each month. The center fielder for the Cubs, 21 homers, 62 RBIs, 20 doubles, 25 stolen bases. At the end of June, he was 6th in the league in homers, 5th in the league in RBIs, 2nd in the league in doubles, an OPS of 836. His WAR, if you're into WAR, his WAR at the end of June was 4.4. That is the best in the National League. And he's a terrific defensive center fielder. Now, with that said, he did not have a great month of June, but still, the numbers are still there for a terrific offensive team in the Cubs. So I'm keeping Pete Crow Armstrong, the young center fielder, on my candidate list for National League Most Valuable Player. Up next is Pete Alonso. Alonso's been on it as well. 18 homers, 65 RBIs. He's 3rd in the league in RBIs. He's 1st in the league in doubles, 3rd in the league in hits. His WAR is 3.0. He had a good month of June. He had 7 homers, 22 RBIs. So the big slugging first baseman for the Mets is on the list again. Pete Alonso also hitting 291. Just a terrific power hitter. So he's definitely a candidate. Kyle Tucker stays on the list as well, the right fielder for the Chicago Cubs. I mean, talk about consistent. He just keeps grinding out numbers. Tucker, at the end of June, 17 homers, 52 RBIs. OPS is very good. He's 4th in the league in that. And he's got 20 stolen bases. He's 5th in the league in hits, 3rd in the league in runs. His WAR is 4.1, which is just a little bit lower than his teammate, Pete Crow Armstrong. So I got Kyle Tucker on the list. 5 home runs in June. I mean, if you look at his numbers each month, just super, super consistent. And he's a very, very good right fielder. I mean, you start looking at this, he's got 20 stolen bases. I mean, he's got a chance to have, 30, 35 homers, 100 RBIs, 40 stolen bases. I mean, this guy is a star, and he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. So, he's going to do just fine. So Tucker's on my list, and my 4th and final candidate is, of course, Shohei Ohtani. At the end of June, he had 29 home runs. He's got another one since then, 54 RBIs. His WAR is 3.9, so it's a little under Armstrong and a little under Tucker. But listen, it's Shohei Ohtani. He's 2nd in the league in hits, 1st in runs, 2nd in triples, 1st in total bases. His OPS is 1,021. That obviously leads the league. Remember his month of May, he went crazy. He had 15 home runs in the month of May. Slowed down a little bit in June. He only hit 7. But anyways, and on top of all that, he's back on the mound. He's starting games, kind of a opener for the Dodgers right now, but he'll increase his innings total. So the guy's now pitching. So with these other players who are having great years, I just still, and I'm not a big advocate of the MVP being a designated hitter unless his numbers are so off the charts and he's so dominant that you just have to give it to him. And that's the way I felt about Ohtani last year. And now that he's putting up great numbers again, and he's starting to pitch, and he will be a factor on the mound in the second half for the Dodgers, my top candidate for MVP in the National League, again, is Shohei Ohtani. And like I said, the pitching thing now that he's out there, even though he's only thrown 1 or 2 innings at this point, that's going to increase. And he's such a show. He's the best show in baseball, I think, right now. And it would be very hard to pick anybody else as the halfway point MVP in the National League. So that's what I see in the National League. Now let's go to the National League Cy Young race, which is interesting. I got Logan Webb on the list. Logan Webb took the loss on Monday in Arizona. So right now he's 7-6 with a 2.61 ERA. He's first in innings pitched. He's third in the league in Ks. He's fifth in ERA. He's first in quality starts. He's having a terrific season, but he still takes some tough luck losses, and that's why his record stands at 7-6. Robbie Ray, who's pitching tonight, he's on my list. 8-3, good 2.75 ERA. That ERA is now 8th in the league. But Ray's been, as we talked about at the top of the show, super consistent. I mean, just start after start, he just keeps delivering good outings. And I think he deserves to be on this list. Zach Wheeler, terrific. Zach Wheeler Monday picked up his 8th win of the year. His ERA is 2.27. That's second best in the National League. He's 4th in innings pitched. He's 1st in strikeouts. His WAR as a pitcher is 4.4, which is just terrific. That's the best in the National League. And just at my late addition to this list was his teammate Christopher Sanchez, the lefty. The Giants have seen him, one of the best changeups in all of baseball. He's got a 2.79 ERA. In fact, that's a little bit better now because he won his last start. And Christopher Sanchez, he hasn't been on my list this year until now. He kind of quietly goes about his business behind Wheeler, but he's a left-hander. Giants could certainly see him next week when the Phillies come to town. So Christopher Sanchez has joined my list of top candidates in the National League for Cy Young. I wanted to put Spencer Schwellenbach in there. Spencer Schwellenbach, who's that? Well, he's from the Atlanta Braves. You check out his numbers, and he has quietly snuck up on people. The problem there is he just went on the injured list. And not great news, a fractured elbow for a young right-hander who's been terrific for the Atlanta Braves. But I took his name off the list. Paul Skenes, what can you say? Skenes is always going to be on this list. The ERA is 2.12. That's the best in the National League. 3rd in innings pitched. The WAR is 4.4. That's tied with Zach Wheeler. But here's the problem for Paul Skenes, and it's not his fault. He's 4-7. And now with analytics, and I think analytics have come into play a lot with the voting for these awards. Skenes is still going to get a ton of votes when the season comes to a close, but right now he's just sensational. He's probably the best pitcher in the National League, I'm thinking. But the win total, he's at 4-7 now is his record. And listen to this: he's got 1 win in his last 11 starts. And his ERA in those 11 starts, folks, is 1.98. So what can you say? The Pirates have not gotten him a lot of runs. Pirates are not a great team, but Paul Skenes is must-watch baseball. So he's there. But my top candidate for Cy Young at the end of June in the National League is going to go to Zach Wheeler. He's just been so consistent. He had a terrific month of June, as did Wheeler. So, excuse me, it's close, and you could certainly make an argument for Skenes. You can make an argument for Logan Webb. But I'm going to give the halfway point end of June Cy Young to Zach Wheeler of the Phillies. So tell me what you think about that. Tell me what you think about my MVP vote of Shohei Ohtani. It just seems like the Ohtani thing just stands out too much. And Wheeler's great, and I just see him a little bit above the other guys. So that's it in the National League. Let's shift now to the American League. And it's become just a terrific conversation with the American League Most Valuable Player Award. And we all know, who we're talking about here with Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh. But it's become this fascinating baseball conversation. It's what makes baseball so great because everybody's talking about this. It's always been Aaron Judge, and now Cal Raleigh has come out of I shouldn't say come out of nowhere, but he is now a factor in this whole thing. And it's super fun to talk about, and it's going to be interesting what's going to happen the rest of the way. But Aaron Judge, just a terrific season. First in hitting, second in homers, second in RBIs. His OPS is almost 1,200. It's 1180. His WAR, listen to his WAR. And you heard some of the other WAR numbers out there. What did I say with Pete Crow Armstrong? 4.4. Aaron Judge's WAR is 5.9, which is obviously the best in baseball. He leads the American League in runs, hits, walks, OPS. He cooled off a little bit in the month of June. Cooled off a little bit. He only hit 9 home runs. He hit 11 in May. But the point is Aaron Judge having a sensational season. But now, all of a sudden, Cal Raleigh is in the conversation, and I think it's great. Cal Raleigh, at the end of June, 276, 33 homers, and 71 RBIs. The home runs and the RBIs are most in the American League. So he's first in those two categories. Aaron Judge is second. The difference is Judge also leads the American League in hitting, over 350. But the Cal Raleigh thing has become so good because he plays a difficult position, catcher, right? It's tough in the body. But not only does he play the position, but he's terrific defensively. He won a Gold Glove last year. So now you have a catcher who's a Gold Glove catcher. And we know the responsibilities of that position. He's also leading the league in homers and RBIs. That's where the interesting conversation comes in. Remember, he got hot in May. He hit 12 home runs in the month of May. He stayed hot in June. Cal Raleigh hit 11 home runs in June. So that's the great baseball question right now, I think, going around is who's the American League MVP? So my candidate is I'm going to stay with Aaron Judge. But I tell you what, it's not. It's pretty close. I love what Cal Raleigh's doing, and he's become a terrific story this year. And listen, he's been good for a couple years now. But I'm still going to go with Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge does play a pretty good right field, so he's a quality defender as well. So a very tight race, but I am going to go with Aaron Judge at this point. But I can be persuaded if Cal Raleigh goes off again in July, who knows? I could easily change my mind, but that's where it's at right now. Let's go to the American League Cy Young voting, and this is fun. Max Fried is on my list. Max Fried's been on my list all 3 months. He's 10-2 with a 1.92 ERA. Terrific month of June for Max Fried. So he keeps doing his thing for the Yankees, and he deserves a lot of credit. He's tied in the top spot in the league for wins. He's second in ERA. He's fourth in innings pitched. He's sixth in strikeout. He's doing it all. He's taking the ball every fifth day. So Max Fried, you look at his starts this year, he hasn't really had a bad one. He's been really good in almost every start. And, we're into July now. My second guy is Tarek Skubal. Of course, he was the Cy Young Award winner last year in the American League. Well-deserved. Sensational. I mean, this guy is must-see TV. You talk about a hitter who's must-see in Shohei Ohtani. A pitcher who is must-see is Tarek Skubal. And if you don't know a lot about him, just check out his numbers or make sure the next time he pitches, you get a seat somewhere so you can watch it, whether it be on TV or on your computer or something, because this guy is electric. 2.15 ERA now. That's fifth best in the American League. He's second in the innings pitched. He's first in strikeouts, which is not a big surprise. Listen to these numbers. He made 5 June starts to Tarek Skubal. He won them all. 5-0 with a 1.89 ERA in the month of June. Complete domination by Tarek Skubal. And on top of all that, the Detroit Tigers have the best record along with the Dodgers in all of baseball. Tigers are a terrific story. And on top of that terrific story is Tarek Skubal. So he's obviously a candidate. Hunter Brown. Anybody know about Hunter Brown? He's with the Houston Astros. He was on my list at the end of May. Well, he is becoming a star. He started this season great. He hasn't stopped. He's rolling along. He's 8-3. He has the best ERA in the American League. Hunter Brown, 1.74 ERA, and he takes the ball every fifth day. His month of June, you guys, 5 starts. His ERA was 1.19. So that's how he has climbed to the top of the ERA leaderboard in the American League. But he started to put it all together last year. He had a really nice year last year, and you could tell he had a chance to be special. And now he is special. So Hunter Brown is on my list, the right-hander from the Houston Astros. Jacob deGrom. Did you forget about Jacob deGrom? He's been hurt a lot. But with the Texas Rangers, he's healthy this year, and he looks like the deGrom who pitched with the Mets. He's 8-2 with a 2.08 ERA. That's exactly the kind of numbers that deGrom put up when he was with the Mets. But he's healthy. He has not missed a start this year, which is huge. I mean, that is just huge for him. And it's huge for the Rangers, even though they're not having a good year, but their pitching's been really good. And it's been led by deGrom. And he was 4-0 in 5 starts in June with a 1.41 ERA. He had a terrific month of June. So Jacob deGrom deserves to be on this list big time, even though his team has not had a great year. And my fifth and final candidate for that Cy Young Award in the American League is Garrett Crochet, who's now with the Boston Red Sox. 8-4, 2.34 ERA. That ERA is 6th best in the American League. But Crochet leads the American League in innings pitched, and he is second in strikeouts. He and Skubal are right next to each other in strikeouts. And in the month of June, he went 4-0. Made 5 starts, went 4-0. So Garrett Crochet is sensational. Another lefty on the list. So it's Crochet, deGrom, Brown, Skubal, and Fried. And I'm going to go with my top candidate through the first 3 months for the American League Cy Young. It has to be Tarik Skubal. All these guys' numbers are all pretty close. You can nitpick a little bit here, a little bit there, but they all have terrific numbers. Their analytical numbers are very good as well. But I just think Skubal, the way he's pitching now, just completely dominating and doing it for the Tigers. He is my candidate for the American League Cy Young at this point in the season. We'll see if he can hold on. So that's where I'm at with the awards, the player awards.